All right, we in the house, y'all. Black Power. This is the General Sarasu Seti, and I'm black at y'all ass again with this real fucking talk. Y'all know what it is. KingSeti.com online marketplace. Official General Sarasu Seti DVDs, T-shirts, hoodies. We got African and Kemetic jewelry for the kings and queens. Get on over there and check me out. KingSeti.com. For the family out there looking for that exclusive General Sarasu Seti live streams, get on over there to my Patreon. What did I just say? Get on over there to my Patreon. General Sarasu Seti. There it is right there for you. Got some hard body coming up tomorrow where the biblical creation story exposed. And there's over 100 other exclusive live streams on there, just complete fire. Goddamn Seti lit. Seti Live is lit, baby. So get on over there. And to the family out there, when you want that complete package, over 700 videos from the general, live streams, lectures, street debates, stage debates, behind the scenes footage. Just everything General Sarasu Seti. I guarantee you're going to be like, God damn, I didn't even know this existed. And this shit, fire, okay? And so I want y'all to get on over there and check me out. GeneralSeti.com, Seti University. Over 700 videos on that site at this time, and it's growing every day. All the family should know I got 2 YouTube pages. Sarasu Seti, General Seti, YouTube. I want you to subscribe to both. I want you to most definitely hit that notification bell so you be in the house when the general go live. And I want you to like all the damn videos because, like it because you love it. You understand? Because the goddamn videos is fire. Now, this is an extension. We're going to be dealing. Let me get that blowed up. Let me bring that on in. Bring that on in. I'm on the wrong one. I'm sitting up here blowing this up like it. I got so many damn lectures up, it's ridiculous. Let me go and take that one on out. How Germans and Jews created modern history, Egyptology, and biblical interpretation. Now, I heard a lot of motherfuckers, early on when, I came up with the Medunata exposed. You understand? The falsification of the Medunata. It hurt a lot of motherfuckers. But what they won't tell you, that the majority of the motherfuckers that formulated the shit was Germans and Jews. And nobody just brought that up. On one hand, they revolutionary. On the other hand, they hiding the fact that they getting all their motherfucking research information from these Germans and Jews who have reclassified Egypt as being Caucasian. Only a few of them tried to step out of that framework. You know what I'm saying? What's that motherfucker? Wallace Budge. You had Gerald Massey. But shit, they didn't go all the way. They still Cro-Magnon Neanderthal, and they still couldn't accept the fact, a lot of them still couldn't accept the fact that we created such a great civilization when their knuckles was still dragging the goddamn ground, and they was you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers didn't even have language and shit. Them motherfuckers was grunting and growling at that time. And so it still was a blow to their psyche. You understand what I'm saying? To accept the fact that we had created all civilization, science, mathematics, astronomy, language, and every other goddamn discipline of the universe. So what I just showed, just to destroy, some of the things that the Hebrew Israelites was talking about. Because the biblical classification, racial classification, came out of Germany. I just did that. And then I'm gonna go over that again because it kind of ends where this one begins. Because many of them same Egyptologists went to school at Göttingen, okay, which was, the foremost university where for the first time history was taught as an academic discipline. Okay, matter of fact, let me get on and get some pop. We might as well go and get it popping. Where that other one at? I got two damn. I know I didn't close that one out. Hold on. No, there you go. There you go. Now, if y'all missed that last one, shame on you. Because this was like, one to the other. Now, I'm going to bring this on over so we can see. This is going to be very, very important for y'all. And like I say, you can, most definitely, I want y'all to do some research. Don't ever get into the habit of letting a motherfucker tell you something and you don't back that shit up. I'm gonna put some of this on over here. That way, when I get to cracking these heads, I need that right there. Loading this motherfucker up. I'm loading this motherfucker up. God damn. When I get ready to bust, I'm busting. Okay. That's good. That's good right there. And let me go and put this over here too. Okay. Go and put that in there too. And that was the first dealing with this shit that you see all over. And these Hebrew Israelites, they always try to bring this definition up coming out of a Christian encyclopedia that because they look at themselves as being Negroes. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about Ham, according to the Bible, Ham was the father of Egypt, of Ethiopia, of Libya, of Canaan, which we know is a lie, but we got to go in. We got to go in to destroy this motherfucker. It's almost like the Matrix and shit, where a motherfucker had to go inside of the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And let your energy just get so strong till they just blow up and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we going inside of the beast today to destroy it. And so the reason why they say this, because we say we the Egyptians. We say we the Ethiopians. They say, no, we not. We the we're talking about blacks in America. You're not the Egyptian, you the Hebrew. And they use this definition right here to justify that, even though it's out of the white man's encyclopedia. Okay? And in that same encyclopedia, the white man say that the Hebrews is also Caucasian. But he won't bring that up. He won't use that as a means to define who he is, but he'll use the white man's definition to, as an attack on us being Egyptians and Ethiopians. You see what I'm saying? And so I had to bring this up because I know where this classification comes from. You know exactly where this classification comes from. Now I'm gonna read it out because this gonna go into the Egyptologists because they went to this same fucking school. A lot of the top Egyptologists went to this same school, Göttingen in Germany, where history and anthropology, racial classification, was first, taught as an academic discipline. So they didn't have no school system. This was the first major university school system teaching these academic subjects, what we call history and anthropology. Okay? Now, we said right there, and it says Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, because the Negro supposed to be the Hebrew. You see, so you're not the Egyptian, the Ethiopian, the Libyan, and the Canaanite. Those are the other dark races. Not the Negroes means that you must have been from one of the other sons of Noah, either Shem or Japheth. You know what I'm saying? And so in their mind, we come from Shem. So not the Negroes, meaning we the Hebrews. But what they don't say is that in that same fucking book that the white man also classified the goddamn Hebrews as Caucasians. See, he won't tell you that. So he's a deceptive mother. And use the white, they'll use anything. I laugh because that's weak. You know what I'm saying? That shit's so weak. And Negro is a term that came out of Spanish. Goddamn. It wasn't even no Spain, 2,000 years ago. So how the fuck you gonna say not the Negro and this, that? So you didn't blur so much shit together. The white man didn't blur so much shit together, all out of chronological, order and shit and blend it. And so you got to have a real concrete understanding of chronology to shoot shit like that down. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, we going here to Göttingen because we done already went over Gutenberg, who created the printing press, I believe in 1439, where it was up and running. Okay? And like I said, even though he had created it, 99% of the European population was still illiterate. So it wasn't no need to just create a bunch of books because you got to teach the European what an alphabet is and how to speak and shit and this, and so they had to do that first, had to teach them the alphabet, had to basically, motherfucking whole European continent had to be taken and they still, man, I'm guaranteeing you that a lot of them motherfuckers over there still illiterate. Okay? Believe me when I tell you. Now, Göttingen is this university here, right here. I believe it was founded in 1734. Let me blow this up a little more. Let me blow this all the way up. Okay, it was founded in 1734. Okay? The University of Göttingen was the original center of history, because I'm not going to, that's German, I can't, but it means history, as an academic discipline. The original center of history as an academic discipline and became a major center for globally orientated anthropology. Okay? So the anthropology that you see down there in every major goddamn university today come from Gudegen. Okay? Breaking this shit down for you niggas. Okay? The Negro, not the Ham, the father of the dark races, not the Negro. Okay, not the Negro. Goddamn, it was more before it was Negro. You didn't get Negro into the fall of the Moors. So that's late in the game. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I ain't got time to be dealing with you ABC niggas. You know what I'm saying? We got to step our motherfucking game up. Okay? Also at Gudegen, I'm gonna bring this up so y'all understand this shit. It said, first to require the obligation to conduct and publish research alongside lecturing. First require the obligation to conduct and publish research alongside lecturing. So this is where you start getting first theses on different subjects and shit. They didn't have this. They just got the printing press and but they getting it rolling. They need a system of education, a higher education. You see, so they formulating it as they go, and they basically using the Bible. They using the Bible as a standard in the early university educational system. Okay, they using the Bible. Okay, and so we here. Let me go here so we can get this shit out the way. Gudegen School of History was a group of historians associated with a particular style of historiography located at the University of Gudegen in the late 18th century. Okay, this group of historians played an important role in creating a scientific basis for historical research. Okay, so here it is, right here. We're talking about in the 1800s. We ain't even talking. The goddamn printing press was created by Gutenberg, 1439. They just getting, a system in the 1800s. So it took them that long just to start to formulate a system of education. So this group of historians played an important role in creating a scientific basis for historical research and were also responsible for coining two fundamental groups of terminologies in scientific racism. Okay, Blumenbach and Minder's color terminology for race. You can look it up. And this is where you get Caucasian, Mongolian, Malayan, Ethiopian, and American. The red race, black race, brown race, yellow race, white race. This is where that terminology or that system of what they call terminologies for race came from. It came from the Gudegen School of History, which also includes anthropology. Okay, and then right here you got Gadier, Schlosser, and Eckhorn. Biblical terminology for race. Biblical terminology for race. Semitic, Hamitic, Japhetic. And so this is where the first time they tried to systematically put the peoples on the planet under either Semitic, Hamitic, and Japhetic. Okay? And so here's a map coming out of an encyclopedia created by that school of Gudegen. Okay? And so it created this map. I believe this map was created in 1939. German 1939 ethnographic map portraying Hamites in German, Hamiden, as a subdivision of the Caucasian race. Do you hear that? Germany 1939 ethnographic map portraying Hamites as a subdivision of the Caucasian race. So you come up here and you see the legend to that map. You see Caucasoid. It says Aryans, Semitic, and Hermetic. So when you come, it says, and he became the progenitors of the dark races, not the Negro, but the Ethiopians, the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. They not saying not the Negro because he think you some kind of Hebrew motherfucker. He's saying that not the Negro because he didn't classify the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites as being a subdivision of the Caucasian race. And not only, and so what the Hebrew did not do, the fake ass Hebrew Israelites, what they did not do is show you that at the same time they said not the Negro for the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. They didn't tell you that even for the Semitic, that they included the Hebrew as being a Caucasoid. But they won't agree with that. They won't agree with that terminology, but they'll use that white man's terminology to take Egypt, Ethiopia from the black race, the African race. You see what I'm saying? So y'all see, we touching on some shit now. You see? Where did this classification? We got where it come from. It come from Gudegen. I want you to do the research. Blumenbach. I remember when KRS-One did that song, You Must Learn. And yeah, and he talked about that motherfucker Blumenbach. And he created the 5 races and this, that, and the third. You know, he talked about him on that song. So we on their ass today. Okay? Now, right here, I'm going to bring this up just so you can see it. I'm going to verify it for you. Okay? This is also coming out of the Gudegen School of History. The term Semitic in a racial sense, listen to this, was coined by members of the Gudegen School of History in the early 1770s. Y'all motherfuckers be thinking this shit go back to Moses and motherfucking Noah and all. Man, is you seeing what I'm trying to show you? The same way they did with history, they created the Bible. Basically during that same time, they did not have no ancient Bibles, man. They created all of that shit. When they got that printing press, them motherfuckers was free to create all kind of shit. And I'm laughing because these niggas they ain't got no Bible of their own. You know, they're saying every time when I was out there on 125th Street, I say, motherfucker, go to the publishing page of that Bible. Where was this motherfucker published at? Huh? Where was it published at, motherfucker? And, you know, I always go and look at every one of them. Was some white man, and if they see a white man walking down the street, they want to debate that they the original fucking Hebrew, they the chosen of God, and then as soon as you open up their damn Bible and ask them who printed this motherfucker, it's that same white man. You know what I'm saying? So that's a sham in itself. So what I'm showing you is that all of, how they trying to, classify, and I'm going to get on that shit about them 12 tribes that, that they, because, man, that shit so much, man, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. When I look at how they say who the Hebrews and them motherfuckers using Mexicans, they using Puerto Ricans, man, listen to me. That sounds a lot like Madame Blavatsky. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. I'm going to get to the bottom of that. I'm just going to tell you. That shit sounds like a lot like Madame Blavatsky. When you look at them root races and shit, and how they always calling on the Mayan because the Mayans and all of that come up out of supposedly come up out of Lemuria and all of that shit, and then they give the Mayans and all of that some, and then you got Atlantis was right there in the a lot of the islands broke away from Atlantis and shit. Man, listen to me. A lot of how they classify what they call the 12 tribes sounds so much like Madame Blavatsky. I say, wait a minute. What? Wait a minute, man. Come on, man. And so, again, I want to keep it moving, but I just wanted to throw that out there to let y'all know that I know. And if I know and I smell, I'm on you, motherfucker. I will be reporting very soon, nigga. You gonna see a flat what that shit come on when it's breaking news. It's gonna come across all YouTube channels. Breaking news. General Seti got some more motherfucking information on the Hebrew Israelites. Oh shit! He done found Madame Blavatsky was a original member of the Hebrew Israelites, y'all. Man, listen here, man. I'm telling you what I know when I know what I know. Listen here. Let me go. Ooh. Wait a minute. So we know that the term Semitic. Let me get all these motherfuckers. The term Semitic in a racial sense was coined by members of the Guderian School of History in the early 1770s. Other members of the Guderian School of History coined a separate term, Caucasian. You see what I'm saying? And before it was Negroid, it was Ethiopian. But see, that would shine a lot on what the fuck this saying right here. You know what I'm saying? Where it say, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. The first terminology before Negroid was Ethiopian, and they bring that up. Matter of fact, let me go straight to it, because I'm going to back that up. See, they double talking all over the goddamn place. Right here, Negroid. Now, this coming up out of the Guderian School of History, too. Negroid, less commonly called Congoid, is an outdated historical grouping of various people indigenous to Africa, south of the area which stretched from the southern Sahara Desert in the west to the Great Lakes in the southeast. Okay? Listen here. The concept of dividing humankind into three races called Caucasoid, Mongoloid, and Negroid, originally named Ethiopian, but that would shine a light right there, because this term Negro as a racial classification hadn't even been used yet. In Spain, maybe, but we talking about the educational system of the European. It was first Ethiopian, okay? It was used Ethiopian. And I'll go right back to that so we could prove it. The Negroid, originally named Ethiopian, was introduced in the 1780s by the members of the Guderian School of History and further developed by Western scholars in the context of racist ideologies during the age of colonialism. Okay? And so this is where you get this shit. And so these niggas use this shit like it's justified that we not Ethiopians and Egyptians, that somehow because we not from Ham, we must be from Shem. You know what I'm saying? Which is a fucking intellectual disgrace. I'm going to go over this very quickly so that you understand, because I just did it in the first video, that according to Hebrew chronology, the flood was at 2400 BC. Egypt was in its 5th dynasty. Now, what's key is that Egypt wasn't born until after the flood. Okay? I want y'all to know that. I want y'all to know that. It ain't supposed to be no Egypt before the flood. Okay? I want y'all to understand that very clearly. So all them kings, and see, the thing is, not only was the flood in the 5th dynasty of Egypt, Egypt got 30 consecutive dynasties that lasted for 3,000 years consecutive. If there was a flood at 2400 BC that wiped out all the people in the world, somebody should have told the goddamn Egyptians that, because they goddamn dynasties kept going. Okay? So right there, that destroys that there was ever a flood that wiped out all the people on the planet. That destroys the myth that Egypt is the son of Ham, when goddamn Egypt was before Ham, because it ain't no damn Ham. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. So I just wanted to destroy the myth that, because they, everywhere I go up on the internet, they keep using this fake ass definition that come out the white man's Christian encyclopedia. I got all them encyclopedias, and you know, and all of them don't say that. Okay, some of them do say that, not the Negro, but that's not justifying that you a Hebrew. That's just them saying that Egypt, Ethiopia, Libya, and Canaan is looked at as being dark-skinned Caucasians, which we know is bullshit. But what I'm wondering, how is y'all niggas using this to justify that y'all Hebrews? Where if you would go in that same encyclopedia, he will also show and say that the Hebrew and the Semitic is also Caucasian. But y'all won't put that up. But y'all will put this bullshit up here to so we won't look to Egypt and Ethiopia as a part of our heritage. That's weak. Y'all Hebrew motherfuckers is weak. I'm just gonna tell you. Okay? Even when you listen to some of these niggas' names, when you talk about Hebrew today, and I can break that shit down for you, that what they call modern Hebrew, okay? Look it up. Is fucking German, Arabic. Man, they put all that shit in a pot and mixed it together. They didn't have, and I can show you the motherfucker where, just like in Gudegen, them motherfuckers sat down and they had conferences creating the Hebrew language. They voted on words, what words they was gonna keep, what words they was gonna throw away. I can get the motherfucking the Jews that ran those conferences. You see what I'm saying? And when they come and it showed that they use Arabic, they also use Yiddish, because when they came out of fucking Germany, they was speaking German. They was not speaking no goddamn Hebrew. And so they added some words from Yiddish to the Arabic. They might have used some Aramaic, and that became the modern day Hebrew. And so you listen to some of these niggas' names, and that shit sound like some goddamn Russian shit. Tazariak. Nigga, that sound like some goddamn Russian czar or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen to me. Listen to the words. You see what I'm saying? And so I just had to bring that up. We can look that up too. And matter of fact, I'll go into that, how they formulated the modern Hebrew. Okay? Okay, now let me get back to this. So again, I'm going through this quickly, and then I'm gonna get off into these Egyptologists to show that they come out of this school. So why is all these niggas talking about these goddamn race Egyptologists invented some metal netta for us, and they see the Egyptians as white? Man, y'all is some silly, 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 silly niggas. Straight up. I just want y'all to know that. You understand what I'm saying? Then sitting up here talking about the white Jesus and all this other shit and how the white man raped history. And the only thing y'all use is racist Egyptologists to justify some goddamn medunetta in history and everything else. Okay. Also coming up out of, let me blow this up for you, family. Now this map is coming up out of Myers-Briggs lexicon. This was an encyclopedia that was created coming up out of the scholarship of Göttingen, coming up out of the scholarship of Göttingen. And it says right here, if you look at the map, this is the map, 1932, it says ethnographic map portraying Hamites in German, Hetman, as a subdivision of the Caucasian race. Okay? And was very clear, okay? And then when we go back up here, that's why they say not the Negroes, not because you a goddamn Hebrew, because they have identified, now you can see the map, that's why even they come up the side of Ethiopia. Somalia, because you got the Punt, you got the Puntite, they even got Sudan, coming up through Sudan, Ethiopia, all of this, Hatteman, you understand what I'm saying? Right there, Hatteman, you can see the German Hatteman right there. You understand? Subdivision of the Caucasian race. And so I blew up the legend down here so you can see the legend, and it says Caucasoids, Aryan, Semitic, that would include the Hebrew Israelites, Hamitic are all Caucasian. So while they ran to show you this shit so that you would assume that you is not an Egyptian or Ethiopian, that somehow you the Hebrew, they should have did their fucking research to show where this classification come from. And if they had done their research, they would have seen that the Hebrew Israelite was also included in the Caucasoid race. Y'all niggas is weak. They weak. They weak. This is classic shit that I'm showing y'all today. These is Jews, nigga. When motherfuckers say they dropping Jews, these is Jews, nigga. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Now, where this motherfucker at? I gotta get to him. Where this motherfucker Blumenbach? Okay, let me find Blumenbach right quick. Because this is what's, here you go, right here. Hold on, y'all. Let me get, because this is gonna take me right on into you know. Now, Blumenbach was one of those top anthropologists that was there. He created the Caucasian, the race classification, Caucasian, Mongolian, Malayan, Ethiopian, and American. See, Negro wasn't in there. Negroid was not in there. The original classification was Ethiopian. But that would shed some light, because if it's goddamn Ethiopian, and that included, then what the fuck is you talking about up here? Not the Negro. You see what I'm saying? Because it says he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negro. Negro replaced Ethiopian. So see right there, that blow a hole in that. That blow a hole in that. You know what I'm saying? Because the original classification was Ethiopian. And Indian. He was a member of what modern historians call the Gutagen School of History. Now listen here. Now this is what's going to take us into the Egyptology. Okay, Blumenbach's peers consider him one of the greatest theorists of his day, and he was a mentor or influence on many of the next generation of German biologists, including Alexander von Humboldt. Now, who is Alexander von Humboldt? He was, again, one of those, and he come out of that school, too, of Göttingen. Matter of fact, Carl Lipsis come out of Göttingen. And I'm going to explain to you who these two Cro-Magnon Neanderthals is. Humboldt, started the University of Humboldt. Coming out of that school system, they are creating all type of academic discipline. And so for the Germans, he was really responsible for establishing Egyptology in Germany because he recruited Carl Richard Lipsis, who is the next tower, the next greatest Egyptologist behind Champollion. After Champollion died, Carl Richard Lipsis took up the work of finishing off the metal netter, a lot of the structure of the metal netter. He was sent to Egypt like Napoleon with scientists, surveyors, all type of learned men to research in Egypt. Okay, so he's the great towering figure after Champollion. So he is as much as responsible for some of that goddamn Medunetta, these two Germans right here. Okay, both of them are Germans. Okay, then you get down, or you can see right there, he's a Mason. You can see he's a Mason. Okay, and you can see right there, alma mater, University of Göttingen, even though he didn't get his degree in the University of Berlin, which was responsible for creating the largest encyclopedia of Egyptian hieroglyphs in the world, even to today, come out of the University of Berlin, okay? And so right here we see in 1842, Lipsis was commissioned at the recommendation of the Minister of Instruction, Johann Eckhorn. We talked about him. He come out of Göttingen. And the scientist Alexander von Humboldt. So they recruited him, okay? And he led, by King Frederick Wilhelm the Sixth of Prussia to lead an expedition to Egypt and the Sudan to explore and record the remains of the ancient Egyptian civilization. The Prussian expedition, and at that time it wasn't even Germany. It was called Prussia. Okay, it was called Prussia, and later on it was called Germany. The Prussian expedition was modeled after the earlier Napoleonic mission with surveyors, and there's a whole lot of other shit, scientists, so on and so forth. Okay, it says after the death of Champollion, Lipsis made a systematic study of the French scholars' grammar of ancient Egypt, which had been published after he was dead. I ain't got to go off into that. He was dead. So Champollion didn't even publish the goddamn Medullary language while he was alive, because he didn't have all the confidence in it. His brother published that shit after he was dead. Okay? And so it says, okay, okay, Champollion, Lepsis expanded on Champollyon's explanation of the use of alphabetic signs in hieroglyphic writing, emphasizing were not written. Okay, so these is from the top motherfuckers. So that's another thing I cracked y'all motherfucking head with out there. So I don't want to, so now Carl Lepsis trained Johann Adolf Ehrman. Now, who is Adolf? Another Jew. He's a German, but he's most definitely a Jew. Okay, he's most definitely a Jew, and he's responsible. Let me get to this encyclopedia. Him and this motherfucker. I'm breaking this shit down for y'all today, so y'all can see how these Germans and Jews created this history. Oh, well, it was right there. It was right there. But let me bring this up so I could get it all in there. I got so much shit in here, it's ridiculous. Let me bring this up. Let me bring this up. I might as well bring, no, I ain't gonna bring it up right now. Okay. Is I'm still in the house? Oh shit, let me get this shit up, man. This shit crazy. Let me get that shit all the way up. I didn't know y'all didn't see that. Let me get that shit up. Now he trains this motherfucker, Richard Lepsis trains him, and he's responsible, along with this German, Hermann Grappau, for this dictionary of ancient, and you can look this shit up. This is the great, you can look it up online. And it got an online where you could go on there and do your research on the Medunetta, this, that, and the third. And this is what it say about this encyclopedia. Okay? It talks about where it talks about, I ain't gonna go into how many words is in it, but it deal with Lepsis, okay? It deal with Hermann Grappau. I don't know how many, but it's the largest encyclopedia of Medunetta language words on the planet, okay? Coming up out of Germany. Now, it was funded by John Davis Rockefeller. Man, listen here, man. This shit is ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? It was funded by David Rockefeller. He funded the greatest insight that's, you can go look it up right now. You could go look, if you, it's, you know what, that's the German, and it show you that it's in German. That, and then it was translated into English and this, that, and the third. Man, listen, I say, man, how many cuts y'all got on this shit, man? I mean, goddamn. I put up a goddamn, I looked up a video of the German language, and man, that shit's so rough, it sounds like they straight out the cave. You know what I'm saying? Compared to any other European language. So I say, well, goddamn, how the fuck did you translate? I mean, it's some shit that can't be translated. You know what I'm saying? But, so I'm just showing y'all again, and I had to bring that down, that many of these Egypt, they coming out of Gudegen. You see what I'm saying? Some of them earlier ones is coming out of the Gudegen school of history and anthropology, and that they also see the Egyptians and all in that map as being Caucasian, and that's why they end up putting the Coptic. And you see a Coptic today, And y'all know, guys, and they say, and I think, I want y'all to use y'all mind. They say that Coptic is the last stage of ancient Egyptian. Okay, as if you got Ethiopians and that was using the hieroglyphics. You had Somali way deep down in Somalia. Did they forget? Did they just forget it? You know what I'm saying? Well, and somehow the Coptics is the only one that got the key. You know what I'm saying? When the Africans fled back down south from the conquering Greeks, did they somehow just forget the language and the Coptics is the only ones that got the key to the language? See, that was their way of using, because the Coptics ain't nothing but the bastard children of the Greeks and Romans. So that was their way of using that fifth column, and that's exactly what Chancellor Williams was talking about. How the mixed breed children of the ancient, they end up becoming the Egyptians, while the Ethiopians knew they just became identified as the sub-Saharan Africans and shit. You see what I'm saying? This is how they stole that from us, using the mixed breed children, and that's exactly what Chancellor Williams said. The Coptics. Man, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? But and when you look at Coptic, it's in the Afro-Asiatic, and if you look it up on Wikipedia, it's still the Gudegen map. It still shows the Afro-Asiatic and all of the sub-Saharan languages ain't got nothing to do with ancient Egyptian, even to this fucking day. To this fucking day. And I want y'all to know that where this shit is coming, and I guarantee any one of y'all motherfuckers do the research, get with me. Nigga, get with me. Anybody you wanna debate this shit, get with me. Come with it. Cause this is heavy. The documentation is there. I ain't got the motherfucking just, make this shit the document. Nah. Check this shit out. Check this shit out. The first Egypt chair, we talking about a chair of Egyptology in America. Hear me out. I'm just, because this is showing you how they created history, anthropology, how they define race, all of that coming out of the German platform. You understand? Creating the printing. The Germans is the icon of European. They the ones that was the premier that came forward and brought the rest of them motherfuckers into the light. You understand what I'm saying? Stealing from Africa, of course. All the motherfuckers, the German was, but when they come up out of Egypt, they start creating all this shit for some apparent reason. Okay? Now, let's go down here. Henry Braskin. Now, this is the first chair of Egyptology. Now, when I say chair of Egyptology, that means you giving out degrees. Now, you might have an American Egyptologist, but they had to go either to Britain, or they had to go to France, or they had to go to Germany to get a degree, because there was no university system in America that was giving out degrees for Egyptology until James Henry Braskin, who was a student of Adolf Ehrman, Johann Peter Adolf Ehrman, University of Berlin. Okay, coming out of the Gudegen, I don't know if he went to Gudegen, but his teacher, Richard Lexus, went to Gudegen. You see what I'm saying? And so for the first time in America, you could get a degree in America. Let me see, I got that blowed up. Yeah, let me blow that up just a little bit. I'll be hating when I goddamn forget to blow that motherfucker up. Okay? And so you see right there, James Henry Preston, and he founded the Oriental Institute of Chicago, 1919. Okay? Now, what's key about it, even though he's an Egyptologist, he named the shit the Oriental Institute. You understand? And that's a slick way, you know, because they'll say Northeastern studies, or this, that, and that's the same thing where they take North Africa and the Middle East and call it the Near East, and then call where China and Japan the Far East, and this, that, and the third. But why did they call it the Orient? Before there was any Egyptologists, Champollion, Richard Lipsis, even von Humboldt, they was all Orientalists. What does that mean? They went to Iraq looking for the Mesopotamian foundation of civilization. They was trying to prove the Bible first. So that's where you get the term Orientalist. And that's why when you read most history books, hear me out, that's why they try to start and make Sumer more ancient than Egypt. Okay? That's why. Because primarily the Orientalists hijacked Egypt. And they pull Egypt in and they explain Egypt by way of Mesopotamia, because all of them motherfuckers was first Orientalists trying to prove the Bible. But when they went over there and they ain't find nothing but mud mounds, and goddamn, and Napoleon them went over there and seen them goddamn pyramids, they say, fuck this. We coming from over here, we going to Egypt, okay? And so that's why he calls that shit the Oriental Institute of Chicago. And so when you look at this Bible, it say what? Biblical and Oriental Studies. Again, what did I tell you from Gudegen? They using the Bible as a format for teaching history. Man, I thank my teachers, man. I thank Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Walter Williams, John G. Jackson, Chancellor Williams, Drusilla Dungy Houston. Man, I thank my teachers for coming and waking me up. Knowledge is fucking power. Let me move forward because it's already reaching an hour. And I could come back and do a part 2 to this. Now, also, he's a Jew too, Kurt Heinrich Sepp, okay? He was also a student of Adolf Ehrman. He also worked on that encyclopedia, but it was like 80-something of the top Egyptologists. Adolf Ehrman and Grappow was the chief Egyptologist. So they got the most credit for it. You see what I'm saying? And this was one of his, Adolf Ehrman, this was one of his top students, Kurt Heinrich Sepp, who taught a lot of people use, because he's English, Gardner, Sir Alan Gardner. And a lot of people use him as an Egyptologist and so he come through the Jew. He came through the Jew. He came through Germany. Matter of fact, that's where he got his degree from. He got his goddamn degree. Also, if I'm not mistaken, from the University of Berlin. That's where he got, because at that time, America didn't even have no goddamn, no damn department for Egyptology. Now, I'm gonna end with this just to show you important, and this is why, because you know what? The Jew is in a dilemma, because according to the Bible, they didn't spend so much time in Egypt. So if y'all, ain't no way you gonna say you was in a land with African people for thousands of years and y'all look like what y'all look today. So they was in a dilemma to take control of North Africa in Northeast Africa, which today is called the Middle East. And through that system of Gudegen and all them scholars, they reclassified the world. So it would look like that Egypt and what today is Northeast Africa and what today is Israel was of the Caucasoid race. Period. Even that term, Caucasian, and all come out of Gudegen. Even the class race is Hamitic in the world. These are the Hamites. Because the Bible don't say that. These is the Semites. These is Japhites. And so Gudegen was the one in that university that classified the world up under them biblical races. God damn, man, y'all got to wake up. And so you see, Rockefeller also got a museum. Let me blow this shit up, because I'm about to come on up out of here. He got a museum in Jerusalem, okay? You know who, the Dead Sea Scrolls was housed in this museum. You know who went over there and helped him found the Rockefeller Museum in Jerusalem? Right there, Henry Breasty. So they hooked up, not only for the Oriental Institute, they hooked up for the Rockefeller Museum, okay? The Oriental Institute in Chicago, but they also hooked up for the Rockefeller Museum in Jerusalem. So that show you how they got a cartel. You know what I'm saying? They got a cartel on this, the what they call the biblical lands, Egypt, any of the things that biblical, Orientalists, they took that shit over. So for motherfuckers to be reading Gardner, and it's no way for you to be thinking you talking to Medunetta today and you have not been, it's totally impossible. These are the motherfuckers that created it. Okay, they the one that sat down and systemized the words and classified the words and shit. This, that, and the third. And every great linguist, you got different type of Egyptologists, but the linguists, these is the linguists. And then you got some that are more into the digging, like Flinders Petrie, he was more into the digging, but he still created a classification even while he was digging. You see what I'm saying? So it's no doubt that the Germans and Jews, and particularly what they call Ashkenazi, you understand what I'm saying? Because when you say Ashkenazi, you saying German Jew. When you say Ashkenaz, you are saying German Jew. That's what you're doing. So it's not just any Jews, it's the Ashkenaz and the Anglo-Saxon German control, created history, created the printing press for the European, created history for the European, created anthropology, racial classification, and biblical classification of races created by the German, Anglo-Saxon, German Ashkenaz in Gudegen University. Go look that shit up. And so I'm sick of you niggas. So you can rap all the Hebrew head raps and shit around, put all the rhinestones you can on that shit. It don't mean a goddamn thing. Okay? When y'all looking at, this is premier research. This premier right here. Okay? Fuck with me. I know what I'm doing. I ain't got no problem. I'm laughing because I can see the dominoes falling. I ain't got to hear motherfuckers call my name. Ain't got to give me no credit. I know. And I laugh because I know I'm destroying worlds. Nigga, I'm like Thanos on this bitch right now. I'm destroying worlds. Go look at Sarasun Seti. Go check out the one where I did on the ham myth. I want y'all to go look at that. Look at the ham and go over this one. And listen, take your time. Take your time. If you got a computer, take your time. Put it in there. Put it in chronological order. Do your and I will guarantee that it's gonna come out like I'm telling you. Do the research. And family, be empowered by the truth. All right, family, I'm about to get up out of here. GeneralSeti.com, Seti University, 700 classic videos, debates, lectures, behind the scene footage, video interviews, radio interviews, man. Everything General Seti. Get on over there. Exclusive live streams on my Patreon, rocking Patreon. You know what I'm saying? The only place where you're going to get that exclusive work. Get on over there and become a patron. I'm dropping heavy, heavy mental over there. Got something popping off tomorrow. The biblical creations myth exposed. Powerful. Gems. Straight daggers. That's another thing them niggas took. They call themselves the Dagger Squad. Motherfucker, I created that shit. Talking daggers, and then here come the Dagger Squad. Okay, I ain't mad at you. But get on over and family, please get on over there. KingSeti.com online marketplace. Let me get it up there for you. Official General Seti DVDs, t-shirts, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry. Got some fly over there. Make you feel royal, okay? Get on there and make sure that you subscribe to General Seti and Sarah Seti YouTube page. Hit that fucking notification button and like these fucking videos because you love it. Because it's fire, man. Like it. All right. I'll see y'all very soon. I'm black on tomorrow. Man, I got that smoke. It's the General Seti saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.